Like, I think now is when we really see the value of depth as teams prepare for the playoffs.
It always helps when you can spread out your minutes, prevent stars from being overworked, and diminish the risk of injury.
So let's take a look at the starters for the Dallas Mavericks. Big men on the floor for him. It'll be Washington and Gafford. Christie is out there with Flynn. And it's Middleton in at the small forward.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
Pass to Christie. Now here's Gafford. And here's Middleton. Christie with it. 5 to shoot. Middleton outside. And it's out of bounds. The Mavericks able to retain possession here. Gafford passes to Christie. Dallas moving the ball around. Here's Flag. White covering. Just 3 to shoot. With the clock winding down. And it's Derek White with the rebound. And so White will bring it up for Boston. Defeated by the Hornets in their last game. They'll try to put that one behind them.
Yeah, in that one, the shot selection wasn't terrible, but they had to tighten it up. It did not happen.
Seems like they did all they could, and sometimes it still doesn't go your way.
And we're about a minute and a half into the first quarter. Here's Christie. Washington finds Gafford. Up and in on the layup.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Once he gets in deep on the defense, there is no way he's missing a layup like that.
Now here's Tatum. Shoots over Washington. The offensive rebound. And it's in there. Tatum's got his second basket of the game.
Just an innate ability to rebound the basketball and then make the defense pay.
Well, this is what he's known for, attacking the glass and getting some second chance points.
Middleton with it. He's covered by Brown. Middleton the pass to Washington. Here's Flag. White covering for this screen on White. Here's Flag. Takes it down to Middleton. Pass to Gafford. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
The Mavericks shooting their first free throws of the game.
Daniel Gafford, 2 shots.
No good on that one. Good on the second free throw. And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. Pass to Shireman. Brown with the screen on Christie. Outside Tatum. Brown outside. Fader on the way. And it's Flag with the rebound. Dallas has gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Here's Washington. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It goes on Jason Tatum. He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now.
Numbers this year at the line below 70, so when he's getting to the line, not nearly as effective as you'd like.
That one is off. And he sinks the second. Now here's Brown. 20 points for him last game against Charlotte.
Well, he also did a good job of making plays for others. What a performance from him.
Now here's Tatum. Down to 5 on the shot clock. After 2 misses to start the game, he's on the board with that shot made.
Well, look, Tatum has the length and strength to do damage in there.
Lots of layers to it, Coach, but what is the best part of Jason Tatum's game, in your opinion?
Wow, now that's a tough question, Kevin, because this guy can do it all. I would say what the best part of Tatum's game is, he can create whatever shot he needs at any given time. He's got the ball handling skills and the shot making ability to get where he needs to go and then finish the play.
Back to Brown for Middleton, and it's Brown that time on the assist by Tatum.
And look, Brown is good at capitalizing inside, which is why the defense has to push him further away.
Here's Christie. Nothing on the board. Brown against Middleton. Here's Brown. Outside Tatum. Lets it go from deep. That shot off.
Well, he certainly had trouble finding the mark this quarter.
Now flagged. He had an 18-point outing in their last game against Orlando.
And his shot blocking. 4 rejections. He was causing all sorts of havoc.
Here's Tatum. The Mavericks making the shot. Pass to Brown. He can't get it to go. Great D that time for Middleton. Mavericks have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. Pass to Flag. Here's Washington. Up top, Gafford. Clock at 6. That doesn't go on the chance to tie.
I mean, come on. That's a shot you expect him to make.
Here's Shireman. 9 points last game out. Now Brown, defended by Middleton. And stolen by Christie. Pass to Middleton. Back to Christie. That evens the score.
And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
And here's Tatum. He'll bring it up for the Celtics. Brown outside. Banked in off the glass. Brown's got his second basket of the night.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
Middleton against Brown. For the screen on Brown. Middleton drives in. Christie the pass to Middleton. Shot clock at 5. The shot, no good.
Well, that one should be in his wheelhouse, but just off the mark.
And here is Tatum. And the foul called on Cooper Flag. That is his first foul of the game. Vucevic checked in for Boston.
Now into the lineup for the Celtics, number 4, Nikola Vucevic.
So it's Boston now. Pass to White. There's a good screen. Shot clock at 6. Fires it up. The putback. Great positioning on the putback. And the Celtics lead by 4.
Yeah, still one of the league's best rebounders. Vucevic extending the possession.
Middleton outside. Dallas moving it around. Flag with it. No scoring in this one. Pass to Middleton. Here's Gafford. Rebound, Boston. Last time they met was in Dallas, where they beat the Mavericks.
Well, last time out, they got the win in large part because of the play of their bench, and they provided a lot of the scoring points.
And they came away with the win last time in large part due to their depth. Great game from their bench.
That's why you never quit battling on the offensive glass.
And that's a nice reward for his effort. The flush, perfect.
Well, that's what he does. He makes an impact with his activity on the board.
For 3, Middleton. And Shireman pulls it down. Celtics leading by 6. Pass to Tatum. That one misses.
Well, this period, he's been his own worst enemy, and now he's pressing.
Now, flag. Looking at the numbers, he's averaging about 20.5 points a game. From deep Washington, Jaylen Brown with the rebound.
Perfectly played defensively there. He made that a very difficult look.
Tatum kicks to White. Pass to Brown. Shoots the 3. Cans it from downtown. Brown's got 7 points.
Well, when you're as polished and practiced a shooter as Brown, there's no reason to hesitate.
And so now a timeout called by Jason Kidd. Coach is going to take a few minutes to regroup and go over the strategy. A different look for Dallas. Martin's checked in for P.J. Washington. And it's Najee Marshall in for Chris Middleton. Now, here's Marshall. He's covered by Pritchard. To the wing right side. 5 on the clock. Here's Marshall. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
That's how they like to see him operate. Big part of their attack.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. Gonzalez, he's checked in for Shake Milton.
Najee Marshall at the line for 1.
Boston leading by 6. Here's Pritchard trying to claw his way back after a terrible showing in that loss to Charlotte. Here's Hauser. Nikola Vucevic is going to pick up the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
Personal foul. Third team foul.
Mavericks trail by 6. To the inside. And Gafford throws it down.
Now flying high and throwing it down with the one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys. 1:51 left to play here in the first. Let's take this chance to showcase the top setup man at the small forward position in the NBA. Third is Jaylen Brown. And, of course, Cooper Flag.
The passes we've seen some of these guys make from the wing, just outstanding, truly gifted distributors.
Yeah, you can't teach the kind of vision that they have. Natural instinct to read the floor and find the open guy that they all possess.
Jason Tatum, he's checked in for Boston. Pass to Martin. To the middle, here's Powell. Great pass to set up the lay-in.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Powell against Vucevic. Now Tatum. Here's Pritchard. That one's in, his first shot this game.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Powell sets a screen for Williams. Powell down low. Vucevic on him. Powell the pass to Thompson. Great D that time from Tatum.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Pass to Vucevic. Pritchard against Williams. Just 5 on the clock. Pritchard passes to Walsh. Fires the 3. And the basket by Hauser. Now it's a 7-point Boston lead.
Already, they piled up 8 second chance points.
Williams against Pritchard. Williams looking over the floor. Martin with a screen on Pritchard. Fires away from way outside. No good on the last second attempt there. And so it's Boston. Headed to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. They've been playing some ferocious defense. We'll get you back to the action after this break. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And the Celtics guys, what jumps out to you, stats-wise?
Hey, why take jump shots when you can get your points at the rim?
Yeah, they've made a point to get inside on this defense, and it's been working like a charm early on.
On the court for Dallas here in the second, we've got Caleb Martin. Thompson is out there with Williams. Then there's Dwight Powell, and it's Marshall in at the 3. Pritchard with the ball. He's covered by Thompson. Pass to Vucevic. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Vucevic has got the lead up to 9 now for Boston.
Well, offensively, that's what you want to get. Vucevic from point-blank range.
A model of consistency, Stan, for many years, Vucevic.
Yeah, look, Vucevic has been scoring, rebounding, and passing at a high level really since he's come into this league. One of the most skilled big men in the league and sort of a model for the next guys that have come around.
Here's Williams. Jason Tatum picking up that last basket. Powell dishes to Martin. Some nice passing here by Dallas. Pritchard against Williams. Now, here's Marshall. They've been leaning on him for a decent chunk of their offense. He's averaging over 15 points a game.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Here's Pritchard. Down low. Pass to Hauser. Beyond the arc. It's rebounded by Dallas. Last game matched up with the Magic. A tough loss there.
And they brought the energy. I thought played well, but both teams really put on a great show. Unfortunately, someone had to lose.
Yeah, that was 2 very evenly matched teams. But in the end, it came down to who executed better down the stretch.
Now Pritchard. After Jason Tatum missed on that last 3-pointer. And it's Hauser in the corner. Over Marshall. And the rebound goes to Martin.
Well, if you have the space, you have to take that shot. He missed it, but he's trying to keep the defense honest.
Let's check in now with our Allie LaForce, who's got a story for us. Allie?
Thanks a lot. Jason Tatum keeping the main thing the main thing. He said there are players that get caught up in the lifestyle, and they choose that over the game. The money is a plus, yes, but I truly love the game because I love basketball, not for the things that come with it. Back to you, Kevin.
You'll love to hear it. Hey, Allie, thank you very much for the report.
And this is Thompson's calling card, an exceptional shooter from downtown.
Tatum passes to Vucevic. Yep, that one goes. Vucevic has got 4 this quarter.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
And so now a timeout called by Jason Kidd. He's going to take a minute here to get things straightened out. Celtics making a change here. Brown's checked in. Dallas also making some changes. P.J. Washington, he's checked in for Powell. Chris Middleton comes in for Caleb Martin. And Flagg subbed in for Williams. Washington passes to Middleton. Back to Washington. It's stolen by Vucevic. Pass to Pritchard. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. 6 to shoot. Up top, Tatum. It's rebounded by Dallas.
No other way to put it. Just a poor shooting performance for him. But luckily, his teammates have picked up the slack.
On the wing, Thompson. Thompson with the 3.
Well, after a bad start, he looks like a different player right now.
And so Brown will bring it up for Boston. To the paint. Hauser the pass to Pritchard. Brown against Thompson. Brown kicks to Tatum. From downtown, a rebound by Washington.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Now, here's Marshall. Thompson for the triple. The shot, no good. Some solid defense from Brown. Tatum against Middleton. Tatum passes to Pritchard. Brown right side. Over Thompson. And the shot is good. Dropping in off the front of the rim. Brown's got 9 points. And when it comes to team building, GA, there's been a debate about whether the 2-star or 3-star approach is more effective.
Kevin, for me, I think it comes down to fit more than anything. It doesn't matter how many stars you have if they don't mesh. And if they're not comfortable in the role that's carved out for them on that respective team.
Washington, that's good.
Their 3rd 3-pointer in a row.
Celtics leading by 6. Outside Tatum. Over Flagg. And the rebound goes to the Mavericks.
And it's just one of those days, guys. He has just struggled to shoot the basketball.
There's the screen. On the wing, Thompson. He's covered by Brown. Thompson in the post. Brown on him. Nice shot by Thompson.
Well, he's been very efficient in this quarter. Keep getting him the ball.
The Celtics have gotten a little under 50% of their second quarter shots to find the mark. 4 of 9 all told. Brown deciding where to go with it. Here's Vucevic. Whistle blows. Bucket is good. And he'll have a chance at the line to make it a 3-point play.
Yeah, an impressive offensive rebounder. Vucevic isn't afraid of throwing his weight around.
And a chance now to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for the Celtics.
Well, so far they've done a great job of reading the offense and repeatedly putting themselves in the right place to interrupt the play and force turnovers.
And yeah, how about this team also following up their shots, getting those offensive boards, also a key for their success.
free throw drops for Vucevic.
Well, with his rebounding and scoring, Vucevic is a nightly double-double threat.
Pass to Flag. Launches it. Now, here's Washington. They get it again. Christie the pass to Washington. Dallas moving the ball around. Here's Gafford. And Gafford throws it down.
And that's a huge play. I mean, they need more like it because second chance points are going to be key in this game.
Probably so. That's usually a crucial element to any comeback. Now, here's Tatum. Here's Brown. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. And you think of all that Jaylen Brown has accomplished, Coach? Top of the list, 2024 Finals MVP.
Yeah, look, it's tough to beat that as an accomplishment, Kevin. Win your team a championship and be the biggest part of it. But what I love about Jaylen Brown is the consistency of what he's done throughout his career. This guy has been good for a long time, and he's still got a long way to go. And when you talk about Jaylen Brown, you have to bring up his two-way ability. He's a pure scorer who can also guard the opposing best wing. There aren't a lot of guys like Brown in the league.
And the Celtics making a change here. Kate is checked in, and Brown drops them both. Mavericks trail by 7. Pass to Gafford. And here's Middleton. Flag with it. Still without a basket. 4 on the shot clock. And that'll be Dallas as it goes out of bounds. Mavericks retain possession. Sam Hauser's checked in for Boston.
Number 30, Sam Hauser.
Here's Christie. He's been a reliable scorer for him as he's averaging up over 13 points a game.
Well, you love a quick 3 points off the inbounds. That's about as good as it gets from out of bounds.
Here's Shireman. Brown outside. Boston again missing. Mavericks trailed by 4. Now Christie. 5 points in the game. Here's Flag. 6 on the shot clock. Dallas needs to get off a shot. Unloads. Jaylen Brown with the rebound. Celtics leading by 4. Rebounded by Gafford. Gafford's got 4 rebounds now tonight. It's Washington high post. He had an 18-point outing in their last game against Orlando. Screen by Gafford. Over in the corner, Christie. Flag with it. He trains it as the shot clock ticks down. Now just a 2-point Boston lead. Boston's gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. Here's Keita. He gives the team some steady offense, a bit under 10 points a game. Here's Brown. Strong finish through the contact from Brown.
There's some power to JB's game. He can simply go through contact.
And so now a timeout called by Jason Kidd. He's going to make some adjustments to the game plan.
Hearing a fan time to make some noise for Boston Celtics Entertainment.
Richard, he's checked in for Sam Hauser. And a good time here to go over our 2K leaderboard and see which point guards have had the hottest hand at the free throw line over the last 10 games. Derek White is second.
Well, if these guys can get to the line, there's not much question what the outcome's going to be. So it sort of prevents the D from being as aggressive as they'd like to be against them.
And that's something he can really use to his advantage. It gives him an edge against more imposing defenders.
Christie with the screen for Middleton. In the corner, it's flagged. From outside, off the mark.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Brown the pass to Pritchard. Back to Brown. It's rebounded by Dallas. Gafford's got 5 rebounds tonight.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 2 minutes.
There's 1:59 left in the first half. It's flagged, top of the key. Drops it in from 11 feet. Flag's got his second bucket of the night.
Yeah, they've raised their shooting percentage in this quarter, and they're starting to get on track.
Pritchard finds Brown. We've got 1:28 left here in the second. Pass to Shireman, and stolen by Christie. Here's Flag. Light covering. Middleton the pass to Christie. Now Washington. Dallas moving the ball around. Just 5 to shoot. There's the triple. A rebound by the Celtics. Kata's got his 4th rebound in this one.
And offensively, they've gotten stuck on the perimeter, falling in love with the jump.
Pritchard with the screen on Washington. Brown outside. Inside, Kata, a great 1-2 punch. Beautiful pass and nasty jam.
Well, Brown is always looking to score, but he's far from a selfish player, and he will move the ball, too.
Pass to Gafford. 26 seconds left in the first half of the game. Here's Flag. He's covered by Pritchard. Basket counts. And that's now 6 points for Cooper Flag.
Just a problem inside. Flag just burst through the contact.
Brown against Washington. Over in the corner, White. Here's Shireman. And that's it for the first half of action. What's been a very close game here. Celtics out in front. They lead by 2. Allie, let's go to you courtside. What do you have for us?
I'm here with P.J. Washington. P.J., what will be the key for you guys defensively in the second half?
Not letting them get easy routes to the basket and contesting their shots, rebounding, and not letting them get second chance points.
Comes back to the fundamentals, guys.
All right, Allie, thanks for that. We'll be right back after halftime for the start of the third quarter. We'll see you in just a moment.
Welcome to halftime, everybody. Before we go any further, a look ahead to the games yet to be played tonight. And we're going to take a moment to talk about something. I've been seeing Shaq's face everywhere lately. Kenny, do you think it's fair to say Shaq is the king of sponsorships?
Interesting question, Ernest. Shaq, I do see you a lot in a lot of commercials, but I don't know if I call you the king of anything.
Ernie is right. I am indeed the king of sponsorship. Everybody wants the big diesel stamp of approval.
Shaq, you ever think of doing any pro bono work? I've got a neat spot that I think you'd be perfect for.
Where's that restaurant at?
And as we review this first half for the Celtics, still anybody's game.
Total team effort. Instead of 5 starters, it's like they've got 7 or 8 guys getting it done. That's how good the reserves have been tonight, guys.
Lots of interchangeable parts. They can throw different lineups at you. Keeps you guessing. And that'll do it for halftime. We send you back to Kevin Harlan, who has the second half call.
after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. You look at Jaylen Brown, what a contribution.
Well, we'll find out if they were able to find an answer for him over the break. He was scoring with ease in that first half.
Yeah, I'd love to see what they drew up in the locker room, because you're right. He's the problem right now.
The Mavericks trailing. Dynamic duo of Brown and Tatum at the 3 and the 4. Then there's Derek White. And it's Shireman in at the point guard position. That's the Boston 5. Down low, knocked away. And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. Shot clock at 5. Pass to Middleton. Over Brown. Middleton can't get it to go. Boston shooting here about 46% for the game. Here's Shireman, defended by Christie. The 3 from Tatum. No good, shot missing. Some solid defense from Gafford. Now flag. Pass to Washington. Now flag for the lead. The rebound by Queta. Queta's got 6 rebounds in the game. Brown outside. To the paint. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely. Queta's got 8 points.
Well, as his career has progressed, Brown's really improved his playmaking. Credit to him for putting in the work.
Now here's Middleton. He has yet to score. Pass to Christie. Wide with it to the middle. It's tipped. Stolen by Tatum. Now let's take a minute to talk to Allie LaForce courtside. Allie.
Hey, Kevin. This is the 4th and now longest coaching stop for the Mavericks' Jason Kidd. Kyrie Irving said he's learned from the past 10 coaching jobs that he's had, and being with different players and seeing them improve, now he's mastering his coaching philosophy and being an originator. Back to you, Kevin.
He has definitely seen it all. Allie, as always, we appreciate your reporting. And so it's Middleton with it. He brings it up for the Dallas Mavericks. Still looking for their first bucket of the second half. Here's Flag. He has 6. Feeds away. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim.
A slight advantage for them in the rebound department, but that oftentimes is all it takes.
Here's Brown. Brown gets it done inside.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
Mavericks trail by 8. Hey, Greg, kind of a combo forward. Tatum at 6'8", more than capable of playing up at the power forward position.
And that's where he's mostly played the last few seasons. And his rebounding is more than just serviceable. Credit him for the strength he's added over his career.
Gafford finds Washington. 2 on the clock. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. And the upcoming schedule for the Mavericks. On Sunday, they'll face off against Scotty Barnes and the Toronto Raptors. Then on Tuesday, they'll continue the road trip, heading out to Atlanta to take on the Hawks.
And, you know, nobody loves playing on the road, but it does offer a good chance to see exactly what your team is made of. This team is going to find out a lot about itself over the next stretch of games.
Here's Brown. And no good, trying to use the glass. Mavericks trail by 8. Little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now, here in the third. Christie with the bounce pass. Christie with the screen on Brown. Brown against Middleton. Shoots over Brown. Again, the miss by the Mavericks.
Well, this has been a frustrating night for him. Still without any points.
To the inside. Here's Christie. can't bank that one in. Boston leading by 8. Inside, here's Brown, and Brown throws it down.
And over time, we've seen Brown ease into accepting more responsibility on offense. He's now a dangerous scorer.
And so now a timeout called by Jason Kidd. The coach needs a moment to talk things over.
For Middleton, breaking down his play since the All-Star break. He's putting up 13 points a game, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. He's been making the right decisions and letting the game come to him. Solid play all around.
Well, he's found his groove. He isn't forcing anything, and he's making the most of his chances.
Mavericks trail by 10. Pass to Flag. They could use a bucket. Rebounded by the Celtics.
Well, I hate to say it, but he hasn't done a lot to help their cause tonight. He's been a little erratic from the floor.
And the basket is good. Got it to go through on the contact, so a free throw coming up. A great opportunity for a three-point play.
Second personal foul.
And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for the Celtics.
Well, they've clearly been focused on getting the ball inside. And up to this point, the defense has not had an answer.
And also, guys, how about the hustle we've seen on the boards? They're getting after it and cashing in on second chance scoring opportunities.
Well, look, what makes Tatum special is he helps you in all 3 phases of the game. Offense, defense, and on the glass.
Middleton the pass to Gafford.
Celtics foul. Marius Tatum. Second personal foul. First team foul.
Christie the pass to Middleton. Washington kicks to Middleton. Gafford sends the pick for Flag. Pocket 4. Drains the 3, and yes, he'll go to the line for one more. That one on White.
First personal foul.
The Mavericks shooting the 6th attempt at the free throw line tonight.
Shooting for them.
And 74% has been the mark for them on the season thus far.
One shot.
And the free throw, no good. Will stand one expression you hear, foul baiting. Players using sneaky tricks to draw a foul.
Yeah, look, Kevin, I'm not a huge fan of that, of guys developing that as a skill. But I will say this, it only works against undisciplined defense. If defense has the discipline to stay solid and fundamental, then you're not going to get baited into those things, and a lot of times those foul baiters end up taking bad shots.
Now Flag after Jaylen Brown's three-pointer that didn't go.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Pass to White. Here's Tatum. Over Flag. A nice shot by Tatum. Tatum's got 7 now in this quarter.
And after a lackluster first half, he's playing with a lot more energy now. Sometimes it takes that break to reset.
Count it, and the Celtic lead has been cut down now to just 10 on the basket from Gafford. Here are the Celtics with the ball. They're on a 13-5 run here. Tatum kicks to White. Tatum looking around. Pass to Brown. From 17 feet out. That's short off the rim. Mavericks trail by 10. Middleton left side. Flag. 9 points in the game so far. To the paint. Now Christie. Now Flag. There's the three. The rebound by Tatum. Down low. There's Tatum. Tatum gets it to go inside.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
Dallas has gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. Middleton outside. And the jumper is on the mark. Middleton's got his first basket of the night. And here's Tatum. He'll bring it up for Boston. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. Pass to Tatum. Gafford with the steal. And here's Middleton. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 11 points a game. Christie kicks to Gafford. Flag with it. Over White. And it's Flag missing.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Stolen by Washington. Trying to break that ice-cold streak. And it's Flag missing.
And there hasn't been anything easy for him in this period.
Well, the offense has to look for ways to get him easier shots, better selections. You have to be set up for success.
Now here's Tatum after Jaylen Brown's miss. That one goes in. Tatum's got 11 points in the quarter.
Can you even believe this is the same guy? What a difference here in the second half.
It'll go. The Boston lead is cut down to 10 points. Again, thanks to that one from Gafford.
Listen, it's a team sport, but without him, this deficit would be a lot bigger.
Now here's White. Hasn't made one yet. The kick out to Brown. And the layup is good. Brown's got 19 points.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling now.
Middleton outside. Dallas moving it around. For this screen on White. Here's Flag. White covering. Here's Washington. Good, and the assist goes to Middleton. Middleton's got 5 assists in the game.
Well, that shows you the unselfishness of Chris Middleton, keeping teammates involved.
And so the timeout by Joe Mazzulla here. He's ready to talk things through with them. Out on the floor for the Celtics. And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Dwight Powell's checked in for Daniel Gafford. Martin comes in for Washington. Marshall, he's checked in for Chris Middleton. And it's Williams in for Flag. Pass to Vucevic, out to the wing. Williams against Pritchard. Shot clock at 6. Three-pointer. And the rebound goes to the Mavericks.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
Christie finds Williams. Back to Christie. Good on the shot, and that shaves the lead to single digits. Christie's got 7.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
Pass to Vucevic. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Well, defending Vucevic, it's rough and tumble.
The Celtics have been solid at the line so far, 4 for 4.
And team free throw numbers really about as good as you could ask for, around 80% on the season.
Free throw drops for Vucevic. And some changes here for the Mavericks. Flag comes in for Williams. And it's Klay Thompson in for Max Christie. That misses, so he splits the free throws. Mavericks trail by 9. Martin the pass to Marshall. A minute 20 left in the third quarter of the game. Thompson sets the pick for Martin. Pass to Flag. Lets the 3 fly. And Gonzalez pulls it down.
He has been ice cold from beyond the arc here since halftime, and he continues yet to fire away. He has got to tone it down if he wants to help his team.
Here's Walsh. Pritchard with a wide open look. Buries the long-range jumper. 5 points in the game.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead, calling on the right guys at the right time.
Yeah, come on. They're just having their way out there and continuing to press the advantage.
Now here's Thompson. He's got 8. Outside, Martin. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson.
Well, terrific timing and placement with the bounce pass there.
3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here.
Jump ball.
Pass to Flag. Now Thompson. From deep three-point territory. And he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Celtics lead by 10. And time to step aside quickly, but we'll be back in no time with the start of the fourth quarter. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
And definitely deserving of the prize tonight. How about the read he made here? Looking like a point guard with the pass right on the money.
Well, his height gives him the ability to see the floor, and he makes a quick decision and a great pass.
And with 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this fourth period holds in store for us. On the floor for Dallas, sliding in at the wing positions will be Thompson and Flag. Caleb Martin out there with Powell, and it's Marshall in at the 1. Here's Vucevic. That one a little long. Mavericks trail by 10. Pass to Marshall. A shot by Thompson, and no one's around. Good on the triple. Thompson's got the first points up on the board here in the fourth for the Mavs. Here's Pritchard. Now here's Vucevic. Five to shoot. Powell pulls it in. Mavericks shooting 43% from the floor. Here's Flag. And that one is off.
And since halftime, he has just been ice cold. Just can't seem to get anything to go his way.
Vucevic down low. It's rebounded by Dallas. Flag's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Thompson finds Marshall. Just over a minute and a half played here in the fourth. To the middle. And the dunk by Powell.
Strong move to the 10, trying to get his guys going.
Hard not to get motivated, GA, right when your teammate makes that kind of play.
Well, that's exactly what's needed when you're trying to turn things around.
Another miss by Vucevic. Mavericks trailed by 5. Here's Marshall. Thompson from long range. That ball. Great assist by Marshall.
3 points.
Marshall's got 4 assists in the game. And we've got a timeout from Joe Mazzulla. It's a chance for them to regroup and refocus. The Celtics making a switch here. Brown's checked in. Daniel Gafford's checked in for Dallas. Williams comes in for Martin. And now let's swing it over to Allie LaForce on the sideline.
During that last break, I heard Joe Mazzulla as he talked with the team. He cautioned his guys against forcing things at the arc, saying we can't make a rhythm happen, so don't force it. Take what is coming to you out there. Coach hoping for a renewed offensive focus going forward, guys.
All right, Allie, we thank you for that. Now, here's Tatum. A 3-ball. Again, the miss by the Celtics. And so it's Williams who brings it up for Dallas. Here in the 4th quarter, their defense has been very strong, allowing no baskets. Dallas moving it around. For the screen on Pritchard. To the paint. Got a piece of it. Vucevic with it. Now defended by Flag. Vucevic dishes to Brown, and then Brown with the dunk.
Terrific finish there from Brown. He goes up strong and absorbs the contact.
Williams kicks to Thompson. Williams has a screen for Thompson. Inside. Vucevic against Gafford. Just 5 on the clock. Now, here's Marshall. Defense right on him. Beats the shot clock, but can't get it to fall. Pritchard against Williams. Hauser the pass to Tatum. And the call will be against Najee Marshall. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game.
Personal foul. First team foul.
We've played just over 3.5 minutes now in the 4th quarter. Pritchard against Williams. 4 on the clock. Driving the lane. Pritchard gets the bucket.
Well, credit the screen there, springing him loose for the finish.
Pritchard against Williams. Pass to Flag. Marshall deciding where to go with it. Gafford sets the pick for Marshall. A 3-pointer, no good.
Another rebound hauled in. They're hitting the glass with a lot of passion.
Tatum with the screen on Williams. That's a 2 from Pritchard. And another basket for Boston. Now Williams. Thompson outside. A 3-pointer off the mark. Celtics leading by 8. Pritchard passes to Brown. Down low. Tatum dishes to Brown. Tatum with a screen on Thompson. Brown against Thompson. 6 to shoot. A fader. Brown, no good. Mavericks trailed by 8. Flag with it. Now guarded by Tatum. To end the drought. And it's Flag missing.
Excellent coverage defensively. Making it hard on him.
Pritchard finds Tatum. Drops it in from 11 feet.
And you
can just see he's a different player since coming back from halftime.
Dallas has gotten off 4 3-pointers in the final quarter, and 2 of them have fallen. Gafford sets the pick for Williams. He tries for 3. It's hauled in by Brown. Brown's got 4 rebounds in this game. Pass to Pritchard. Tatum with the screen on Williams. 3-pointer, Pritchard. Mavericks with the rebound. Gafford's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. Here's Williams. What a terrific move that was. Williams has got his first points of the night.
If you give him an inch of space, he's going to make you pay.
Pritchard against Williams. Pritchard passes to Vucevic. Now, here's Marshall. Defense is right there. Williams against Pritchard. Williams kicks to Marshall. Shoots off the step back. And Pritchard pulls it down.
And hard work on the glass. Once again, guys, they put a lot of effort and focus on the backboard.
Hauser finds Vucevic. Tatum setting the pick for Pritchard. Hits it from 3-point range.
He's been reliable from the floor, and that's reflected on the scoreboard.
Pritchard against Williams. Great D that time from Vucevic. Celtics on offense. Big run right now going for him, 11-2. Pritchard with the ball. Pass to Hauser. The Celtics need to get a shot off. A shot by Pritchard, no good. And here's Marshall will bring it up for the Dallas Mavericks. They trail by 11. Thompson outside. Back to Williams. To the inside. Pritchard with the ball. Williams picks him up. Pritchard feeling it out a bit. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Shoots. Rebounded by Gafford. Gafford's got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one. Now Thompson. Now Williams. For 3. Vucevic pulls it down.
And they've controlled the boards, and that's a big reason why they're controlling the lead.
Bucket.
Well, this offense is much more effective when Tatum is making the extra pass and setting up his teammates.
And so it's Williams who brings it up for the Dallas Mavericks. Trailing by 13. And Jason Kidd has called timeout. He's not taking any chances and wants to huddle them up right away. Changes for Boston. Kate is checked in, and it's White in for Sam Hauser. Then for the Mavericks, Washington's checked in for Marshall. Chris Middleton comes in for Klay Thompson. Christie subbed in for Williams. Here's Flag. And here is Washington. 5 on the clock. Now Flag takes the 3. Washington's outside.
2 minutes remaining in the game.
Shoots the 3. Rebounded by Brown. Celtics leading by 13. Here's Tatum.
The length, quickness, and IQ Tatum possesses makes him a nightmare matchup, and it's why defenders end up fouling.
At the line for the Celtics, Jason Tatum. At the line for 2 shots.
First one falls for him.
And listen, Jason Tatum is one of the very best players in the world. He does everything well, can fill in wherever, the type of player who covers up your weaknesses.
And so Tatum nails them both. Mavericks trail by 15. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
Washington with this screen on White. Here's Washington. Throws it down. What an assist!
Selfless play from Flag. If your shot isn't there off the action, you have to give it up.
It's the Celtics ball. They're on a 15-4 run right now. White outside. Gafford with the rebound. Dallas shooting in the fourth quarter down around 31%, not playing with as much energy here lately. Here's Washington. Middleton right side. Rebounded by Brown. Boston's gotten just 1 of 4 three-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth.
And there's no doubt about this one. Playing with a lot of confidence tonight. It's a statement victory for Boston.
Their hard work on the glass paid off.
I tell you what, they're both excellent rebounding teams, and it was a tough battle underneath all game. And I think ultimately that earned the W.
And so they'll be advancing their win total to 42 games.
Really, they had their number this season. 2 wins, a home win, and an away win.
And you know, guys, what a nice performance it was for Jason Tatum.
He came out with great energy and effort, doing everything he could possibly do to help his team.
Here's Boston now. They lead by the biggest margin of the game, 15 points. Tatum against Washington. And so it's Boston easily grabbing this one. Some good competition, but the hometown advantage and their ability to stay focused, I think, made the difference.
Yeah, and the first step of becoming a good team is your ability to win at home. And they really seem to revel in that opportunity, and this is what they came out to do.
Let's send it over to Allie LaForce. She's standing by with our player of the game.
Jason, congrats on the win. How do you prepare yourself to carry such a big scoring load for this team?
Just a lot of hard work. You know, my teammates trusting me and vice versa. So, you know, we do a good job whoever is hot, getting them the ball, and just making the right play, whatever it is.
That's what's great about this team. It could be anybody's night. Thanks, Jason.
Good stuff, Allie. Thanks. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Allie LaForce, and Stan Van Gundy, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks so much for joining us here tonight. But as we go, let's take a look at our player of the game, Jason Tatum.
Oh, say does that star-spangled...
As we hit the home stretch of the regular season, Grant, what's the focus for teams outside of the playoff picture?
You know, B.A., I think it's about staying competitive and building a foundation for next season. As a team, you need to use the time you have to consistently improve.
And now Dallas' starting group. Washington and Gafford, the combo inside. Flag is out there with Max Christie. And it's Middleton in at the 3 spot. Shot clock at 5. Here's Flag. He drains it as the shot clock ticks down.
Man, Flag can expect plenty of contact this season. Defenders are going to give him some hard treatment.
Outside White. Pass to Brown. From deep three-point land. Buries it from 3.
He's consistent from out there, especially when you give him that kind of room.
And so Middleton will bring it up for the Dallas Mavericks. And just about a minute into this first quarter.
And you hope this early foul doesn't dissuade his aggressiveness.
First team foul.
Christie passes to Middleton. Six on the shot clock. And it's Jason Tatum with a rebound.
And players avoid taking mid-range shots these days. It's almost like the threes are easier for players to get.
Washington against Brown. Doesn't go for him. Ooh, Washington with the defensive effort. Middleton against Tatum. And Middleton gets it to go on the assist by Christie.
And using that 6'7" frame to get in there and do work, Middleton will take on anybody.
Outside Tatum. And around 2 minutes played here in the first quarter. Off target on the outside leaner.
Yeah, and he's leaning in there. He made that jumper much harder to make. He really didn't need to do that.
Pass to Flag. Here's Gafford. Middleton with it. Taking a look at his numbers, averaging about 11 a game. And it's Flag missing. And you look at the fit with Cooper, Flag, and the Mavericks, Tim. Man, what stands out here?
I think the first thing for me is just his competitive edge. He is ready to make an immediate impact because of his toughness. Eventually, his aggressiveness as a scorer will catch up to that.
And we forget, he's still a teenager.
Yeah, but he certainly is made for this stage.
Now here's Middleton to the paint. Now here's Gafford. Pass to Flag. Fires from deep. Called in by Brown. And Brown has got the ball here for the Celtics. They trail by 1. Last time they met was in Dallas, where they beat the Mavericks.
They were able to pull out a win last time because their bench came up big. It's so important to have depth on your roster.
And a credit to their front office. They wanted a more complete team, and that's exactly what we saw in that one.
Boston, no good that time either.
And he's having an ugly quarter from the field. It seems really frustrating.
Here's Washington. Rebound Boston.
Well, that was a great challenge at the rim and a difficult adjustment to make.
And it's Shireman missing.
And you never want to give a shooter like him a clean look.
To the inside. And it's Washington missing.
Despite the miss, those are the kind of looks coaches hope to create.
To snap the cold streak. And it's Tatum missing. Dallas has gone 0 for 2 from outside. And the call is going to be, yes, an illegal screen. As we approach the postseason, let's see how things are shaping up in the East. You take a look at the Celtics. With the playoffs fast approaching, they are well positioned at second place in the conference.
You know, for the Celtics, they've been terrific throughout the regular season, showing they may be just the team to beat in the postseason.
And so Joe Mazzulla calls the timeout. He'll take the opportunity to regroup. Take a look at some numbers for Peyton Pritchard. Here's Shireman. Still no points. Tatum, a screen on Middleton. To stop the drought. Brown, no good.
And he just hasn't been able to get it going this period.
And with each miss, you can feel him pressing just a little bit more.
Christie passes to Middleton. He got the whistle on the way up, so he'll be headed to the line for a pair. That one on White.
Intelligent play by Middleton. Now, he does what he can to ensure he gets fouled while in the act.
Grant, in recent seasons, the big limiter on Chris Middleton's game has been health.
Yeah, B.A., and it's just so frustrating. Here's a high-impact player, an all-star, and he's always having to come back from something. Not what you want for anyone.
That free throw good from Middleton. And Legs, you look at this Mavericks roster, tremendous size up front.
Yeah, Brian, they've got great physicality up front, and that's what the league is allowing these days. So they've got the personnel to play some bully ball.
And so he makes both from the line.
A proven champion. Middleton is someone any team would love to have. A great player and a great locker room presence as well.
Now here's Brown. His last outing he had 20. Tatum against Washington. Clock at 6. Outside Tatum. Over Washington. And it's Tatum missing. Dallas leading by 3. To the middle. Kicks it out to Middleton. The 3. Not going to go that time. Boston's gone 1 of 4 from deep. They still need this. And finished off by Tatum.
And so much power out of Tatum. Look at the elevation.
Pass to Flag. Middleton with a screen on White. Inside. It's stolen by Tatum. Outside White. The 3 ball. Can't get it to fall. 0 for 2 now.
I love how they've attacked the boards here in the first quarter.
Middleton looking around. Pass to Flag. Gafford with a screen on White. Down low. And the dunk by Gafford.
Well, this is a good reminder for anybody who thinks he's too small for a 5. His athletic ability totally levels the playing field.
Now here's White. Hasn't gotten one to fall yet. There's the screen. Tatum passes to Queta. Stolen by Gafford. Now Middleton. Here's Flag. He's guarded by White. Back to Middleton. And it's Middleton finishing it off.
Oh, a beauty. Aggressive move by Middleton. Slamming it in to make a statement.
Pass to White. Here's Shireman. Outside, Brown. Ooh, poked away. Stolen by Gafford. And Flag gets it to go on the assist by Christie. And it's a 7-point Dallas lead.
That was execution to perfection. Textbook transition offense.
And it results in the highest percentage look you're going to get.
Now here's Tatum. They set the pick. To the middle. Here's Flag. Pass to Christie. Inside. Here's Gafford. And the dunk by Gafford.
And that's what happens when you don't take care of the ball.
Hey, that makes the turnover hurt even more.
All it takes is a half second of carelessness, and someone will be rocking the rim going the other way.
And so Joe Mazzulla calls the timeout. He's going to gather the troops and talk it over. So Boston going with almost an entire new group here. Vucevic, he's checked in for Queta. Hauser comes in for Tatum. Milton's checked in for White. And Pritchard is subbed in for Shireman. Pritchard, the pass to Brown. Vucevic, a screen on Middleton. Brown inside. Middleton covering. Shot clock at 6. Late clock. The Celtics got to hurry here. Pritchard from outside. Washington grabs the miss.
And he almost made them regret defending him so loosely.
Pass to Middleton. Goes up on the wing. No good there. Brown with some nice D. Pritchard, the pass to Brown. Looking to end the run. Back to Pritchard. Picked by Vucevic. The three is up. Pritchard, no good. And here's Middleton. He'll bring it up for Dallas. Fires the three. Good. Third basket in 6 attempts.
I just love the ball movement.
Celtics trail by 12. Pritchard finds Milton. Now here's Brown. Five on the clock. He hits it just before the shot clock expires. Brown's got 5 points.
Brown taking on all challengers. This kind of fearless approach is what his teammates and coaches love seeing.
Some nice ball movement by Dallas. Here's Flag, covered by Milton. Pritchard against Christie. And here's Flag outside. Kicks it out to Middleton. Pass to Flag. Tries again, and it's good for 2. 6 points for him.
And the handles won't fly off the scouting report, but Flag was able to use them to get free.
Outside Pritchard. We've got 1:28 left in the opening quarter. Vucevic against Gafford. Vucevic in the post. Kick out to Brown. And the rebound goes to Dallas.
And they've come out with a fearless approach on the boards.
Washington, a screen on Brown. Middleton with it, guarded by Vucevic. And And that one's good. Middleton.
He has been in a great flow tonight, converting at a high rate.
They're searching for a way to score.
Yeah, buckets have been very tough to come by.
Gafford against Vucevic. Back to Pritchard. Over Christie. Pritchard, no good. Dallas leading by 14. Pass to Flag. Gafford with a screen on Milton. To the inside. Vucevic with a steal. That one no good. And so it's Dallas, a sizable lead of 14 at the break. They hold a real solid lead right now. Love their approach tonight. All right, stick around. We'll be right back after this. Great to have you with us. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And a look at how the hustle game has been going for the Mavericks.
They've made an effort to get out and run, using their speed in transition and scoring before the defense can get set.
And I like how they've played defense, turning turnovers into points. Those are huge.
Nikola Vucevic is out there with Sam Hauser. Then there's Jason Tatum. Then there's Peyton Pritchard. And it's Walsh in at the 3 slot. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Celtics. Now here's Williams. 14 points, their largest margin of the game. Back to Thompson. Just 5 to shoot. Off target with the 3. Pritchard against Williams. Outside Tatum. There's the triple. The Mavericks pull it in. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing their last matchup with Orlando.
And games like that are backbreakers. To be so close to victory, but let it slip away is frustrating.
Look, I know it's easier said than done, but you've got to just move on. You can't dwell on it and let it affect the next performance.
Now here's Pritchard. No made baskets yet. Pass to Vucevic. This one for 3. And the shot is good on the assist by Tatum.
The sure stroke of Vucevic when he added that three-point shot in his 6th season. He has loads of trust in his jumper.
You know, Grant, for all his competitive nature, Tatum has a pretty calm demeanor. You appreciate that?
Yes, indeed. As a team leader, a father, a role model, and a professional, you can't ask for much better than Jason Tatum. He is the real deal.
A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
Olivier, Klay Thompson last season climbing into the top 5 all-time for three-pointers made and continues to knock them down for Dallas. He said, my game fits this team so well as far as stretching the floor, playing hard defense, and being a two-way guy. He's looking to add a new chapter to his legacy. Back to you, Brian.
A future Hall of Famer, no doubt. All right, thank you, Allie. Tatum with it, and it's Marshall picking him up. Outside Pritchard. Back to Tatum. Picked by Vucevic. Tatum passes to Vucevic. Powell with a steal. Marshall outside. Pass to Williams. And here's Martin. 6 to shoot. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2. Well, few descriptions more glowing than saying a player is clutch. What, in your opinion, Grant, enables a player to be that way?
You know, B.A., it's about confidence and command. When you're able to process and execute under the pressure, both internal and external, that's when you have a chance to be clutch.
And the Mavericks with some changes. Washington's checked in for Powell. Middleton comes in for Marshall. And Flag subbed in for Williams. First free throw is good. And good on the second, so he makes them both. And here in the second quarter, about 3 minutes played. Tatum looking it over. Oh, Tatum with a throwdown.
Strong finish to cut into that lead a little.
Man, left no doubt with that one, Grant. Pass to Middleton. Here's Washington. Here's Martin, covered by Vucevic. 13 feet out. And the shot no good, a bit short. And so it's Tatum who brings up the ball for Boston. They've only given up 2 points this quarter. That's the first of a 3-game trip out on the road for them. Dallas leading by 11. Martin takes it in. Pass the flag. Washington outside. Now here's Martin. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up. And he'll take his 3rd and 4th free throws of the night.
Caleb Martin, 2 shots.
That free throw misses. Boston making a switch here. Brown's checked in. Good on the second one.
I love it. In attack mode. Drawing foul calls this quarter and getting to the free throw line.
Boy, they need something to go to regain some confidence.
No question. Way too many empty possessions for them.
And the jam by Brown.
You can tell Brown is having fun. What a phenomenal dunk artist he is.
Thanks to AT&T for that fantastic look from their connected cam. The Mavericks lead by 10. Washington, a screen on Pritchard. Pass to Thompson. Now Washington. Here's Flag. He had an 18-point outing in their last game against the Magic in Orlando.
And then you look at what he did defensively. 4 blocks on the night, and he changed a number of others.
Here's Hauser. After the basket by Dallas. Now Vucevic. An aggressive player on offense, scoring around 16 a game. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Caleb Martin. That's his first foul. Derek White's checked in for Boston. And Dallas with a change here, too. Gafford's checked in. And here's Pritchard. No points so far. Vucevic, a screen on Thompson. He shoots. 4 on the clock. Boston again missing.
They really have a commanding lead, not just in points, but in rebounds as well.
Middleton passes to Gafford. Here's Flag. And the call will be against Derek White. That'll be a second foul of the game.
And that's 2 fouls for him so far. But I still think he needs to stay aggressive.
Boston on D. They've only allowed 5 points in the quarter. Back to Gafford. 5 to shoot. Middleton from the outside.
Yeah, with his length and athleticism, Tatum has the tools to be a lockdown defender.
Now a moment to take a look at the year-to-year scoring output and how it's been trending for Klay Thompson.
And it's not the kind of trend he wanted to see, but that's what happens over the course of almost any career. Coaches around the league have learned all your tendencies, and let's face it, playing for as long as he has takes a toll on the body.
Here's Flag. Give him 8. the teardrop falls in. Flag's got 10 points in the game.
Yeah, most young players want to take threes. Flag is the rare wing who almost prefers to bang down low.
Outside Tatum, fires the three. Again, the miss by Boston.
He's been just a little off the mark tonight. Really the story of the game so far.
Got it. Flag's got 6 in the quarter.
And at every level so far, Flag has dominated. No surprise to see him doing it in the NBA.
And so Joe Mazzulla calls the timeout. Coach probably just checking to make sure everybody's on the same page here. With the playoffs around the bend, here are the Western standings. You look at the Mavericks, their season's basically over, barring some sort of miracle. Celtics trail by 16. Outside White. Back to Tatum. Vucevic, a screen on Washington. On the wing, Tatum. He's guarded by Washington. And Tatum gets it to go through the D.
You like the way Tatum can sliver around to get his shot.
Dallas leading by 14. Pass to Gafford. To the right side. Some nice ball movement by Dallas. Thompson in the post. He's guarded by White. To the paint. And Flag gets it to go on the assist by Thompson. Flag's got 8 here in this quarter.
Yeah, boy, is he dialed in. Perfect from the field this period.
Tatum passes to Vucevic. And here's Brown. The kick to Tatum. Wide open. That's good on the jumper. Tatum's got 8 points.
With his feet set, Tatum's going to make you pay.
Washington outside. Pass to Thompson for 3. That one goes. Now he's 1 for 2.
Well, those are the ones you're happy to get every trip down the floor if you can.
One of the all-time great shooters, Tim. Klay Thompson has put on some legendary shooting displays.
Well, B.A., he has a picture-perfect shooting stroke. And when he gets it going, it's almost like he can't miss no matter what the defense does to stop him.
Cada's checked in for Boston. Shireman comes in for Pritchard. Christie's checked in for Dallas. Celtics trail by 17. Clock at 6. Outside, Brown. Fires for 3. And it's Flag with a rebound. Flag's got 4 rebounds now.
And right now, they're +8 in the rebounding category. That's helping them run away with this.
Boston has gone just 1 of 5 so far this quarter from 3. Here's Shireman. Yet to see a basket. Inside. The kick out to White. There's a screen. From deep three-point range. Gafford grabs the miss. Gafford's got 9 rebounds in the game. Boy, he's getting it done. Pass to Middleton. From downtown. Boston pulls it in. Tatum's got 7 rebounds in the game. Offensively, it's been a struggle for him.
Yeah, they need to string together some shots to have any kind of chance.
Well, that's a tough matchup because he's skilled and relentless.
Christie passes to Middleton. Pass to Flag. Shoots over Tatum. Again, the miss by the Mavericks. And White has got the ball here for the Boston Celtics. 15-point game. Here's Tatum. Hey, Tatum getting it done inside.
Well, he's raising the stakes here in the second quarter and being more efficient in the process.
Down low. Here's Gafford, and the dunk by Gafford.
Nice one-handed jam. Simple and effective, PA.
Hey, with the lead, I'm surprised he didn't come up with something a little more creative. Pass to Keita. And here's Brown. Middleton covering. The kick to Tatum. For three. Kept alive. Great positioning on the putback.
And those second chance buckets are major bonus points if you can get them.
Pass to Flag. Now here's Washington. Sinks the tray.
That's been typical of their performance today. They're sharing the ball and creating good shots.
Outside, Brown. Now here's Tatum. He's guarded by Washington. And there's a pick. Hauser, he's checked in for Jason Tatum.
Second team foul. Now into the lineup for Boston, number 30, Sam Hauser.
A minute and a half left in the second quarter. Brown against Middleton. Shot clock at 6. Brown looking around. Over Middleton. Brown can't hit. Dallas leading by 16. Middleton goes in. It's deflected. 1:02 left in the first half of this game. Outside White. Here's Shireman. He had 9 points in his last time out. Brown, no good. Now here's Christie, defended by Hauser. Christie passes to Washington. Here's Flag. They set the screen. Outside Christie from deep. And the Mavericks, another three.
This defense is getting spaced out. 3 of the last 5 buckets have come from way beyond the arc.
Outside White. Pass to Brown. Here's Keita. He's guarded by Gafford. Here's Keita, providing this team some offensive stability. A little over 10 points a game.
Credit their discipline. They've been working for high percentage shots.
Tries it from the top of the key. That misses. Would have counted had it gone. And so it's the Dallas Mavericks leading by 17 at the end of the period. How about the way they've attacked the paint? This throwback approach is paying off. We'll be back in a moment.
Fans, please direct your attention to center court. And get ready for the fan half-court shot. Drum line. One more time, a round of applause for our contestant.
Hello, everybody. We'll break down the action shortly, but first, a glance at how the Eastern Conference standings are stacking up as the season winds down.
Taking a look here now at Boston, they've been phenomenal. All the lofty predictions, the expectations, they've all come true. Now comes the hardest part, the postseason. Every team is going to be gunning for them.
Let us take some time now to talk about the first half, a commanding performance for the Dallas Mavericks.
They've imposed their will on the glass, getting all the 50-50 balls and maybe even a few 20-80 balls.
Love the activity. Don't just say you want to win. Prove it and get it.
And that is going to do it for us. Let's get back to some second half action with Brian Anderson and company.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. Celtics trail by 17. And on the floor for Jason Kidd as we get into the second half. Washington and Gafford, the combo inside. Max Christie is out there with Flag. And it's Middleton in at the 3. Small forward. Shireman. Christie with some nice D.
And you have to think that they're leading this game because of how they've controlled the boards tonight.
First team foul.
The Mavericks lead by 17. All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
Thanks a lot. The Dallas Mavericks are all in on defense. Coach Jason Kidd said, quote, "That's something you can hang your hat on, especially when your offense isn't going. Defense will give you a chance to win those ugly games. That gives you the opportunity to play for that bigger trophy." Guys, back to you.
Gotta have it. All right, Allie, thanks for the report. Now here's Tatum. Nice ball movement by Boston. Over to the left wing. Three-pointer off the mark. The Mavericks shooting the ball at 46% from the floor. To the inside. Here's Flag. Oh, a great 1-2 punch. Beautiful pass and a nasty jam.
You know, Flag wasn't going to let that dunk chance pass him by.
Pass to Keita. Outside White. Here's Shireman. Now Brown. Middleton covering. And Brown is good for 3. Brown's got 12 points.
A quality three-point shooter, Brown stretches your defense, making Jalen that much harder to guard.
Back to Middleton. Third quarter of play with just over 1.5 minutes gone by. That shot off the mark. Brown with some nice D. Celtics trail by 16. Tatum finds White. It's Brown on the wing. The shake. Ooh, Washington with the defensive effort.
1 for 4 in the second half. Just trying to get into a rhythm.
Middleton with it. Now guarded by White. To the middle. The ball's knocked loose. Here's Washington. Boston pulls it in. Kidd has got his 6th rebound on the night. Tatum against Christie. From the arc. Gafford grabs the miss. The Mavericks lead by 16. Washington inside. Third quarter here, and 3 minutes have come off the clock. Inside. And Washington powers it through.
Yeah, I like Flag in that two-man game. It makes the defense have to decide.
And so Joe Mazzulla calls a timeout. We might see him looking to make some tweaks to the strategy. Keeping you up to date on the top rookies this season defensively. Here are the leaders among first-year players in blocks. 4th, Cooper Flag.
Blocking ability like his is very coveted in the league, and he shows no fear clashing at the rim against experienced finishers.
Celtics trail by 18. Pass to Shireman. Outside, Brown. Here's Shireman, defended by Christie. Pocket 4. White, the pass to Tatum. The Mavericks pull it in. Christie with the ball. A dependable player on offense, giving them over 13 a game. Pass to Flag. Washington a screen. And Washington powers it through.
Hanging on the rim, just showing off.
That's how you extend the glory right there. Tatum a screen on Middleton. Middleton against Brown. And it's Flag with a rebound. Flag's got 6 rebounds in the game. Grant, looking at Cooper Flag, his versatility is what makes him such a highly touted prospect.
Yeah, B.A. Cooper can do a little of everything offensively. He also covers a lot of ground defensively at 6'9". And on top of his balanced skill set, his intangibles are just elite.
And that's exactly the type of pass we expect from a guy with his vision.
And here's Middleton. He'll bring it up for Dallas. Since halftime, they've only allowed 5 points. Pass to Gafford. Here's Flag. Washington, a screen on White. Lets it go. Again, the Mavericks good for 2 more.
They have no answer defensively inside.
Celtics trail by 20. Here's Keita. Back to Tatum. Tries to break his ice. And it's good on the layup. Tatum's got 12 points.
And sometimes you forget how long Tatum is, and he's terrific at using this to his advantage inside.
Pass to Flag. Washington, a screen on White. And Washington with the basket on the assist by Flag. Flag's got 8 assists in the game. Boston has gone only 1 of 3 from deep here in the third. Here's Brown. Soft touch off the glass. Brown's got 7 now in this quarter.
And the defense just has no answers for him right now. With each made basket, the more his confidence continues to grow.
Pass to Middleton. Back to Christie. Here's Flag. Over White. And again, it's Dallas.
And just totally relentless, only increasing the intensity level.
Yeah, he can taste a win right now. He's just trying to close it out.
Here's Shireman, still without a bucket. Outside White. Pass to Tatum. The 3 is up. Oh, he connects. His 7th basket. He's 7 of 15 now.
In full-on catch-up mode. They're raining threes right now.
Here's Flag. Gafford with a screen on White. To the inside. Outside, Brown. Six on the shot clock. Outside Tatum. Jacks up a 3. Mavericks with a rebound. Middleton's got 6 rebounds in the game. Washington outside. Pass to Flag. Gafford the screen. Down low. Tatum with a steal. And he lobs it up. Off the lob. Jason Tatum.
What a pass and what a slam. Tatum finishing off a pretty alley-oop.
So Jason Kidd's decided to call timeout here. I think right now he might be looking at some adjustments. All right, Legs, when it comes to rim protection, other than Victor Wembanyama, who's at the top of your list?
Well, certainly his fellow countryman Rudy Gobert would be up there, but I also like guys like Jaren Jackson Jr. and Evan Mobley because I like guys who combine shot blocking with mobility on the perimeter.
Such an influx of great talent with size in the NBA right now.
Great list of young guys who can do both.
Some changes for Boston. Nikola Vucevic, he's coming in for Keita. And it's Peyton Pritchard in for Shireman. And Dallas also making a switch. Marshall's checked in. Here's Marshall. No points yet. Pass to Middleton. Outside Christie. They set the pick. Middleton, right side. Just 5 on the clock. Shoots over Brown. Middleton, no good.
Yeah, it's been a tough game for him with his shooting. Fortunately, the rest of the team has picked him up, and they have the lead.
Christie against Tatum. From outside the arc. Washington grabs the miss. Dallas leading by 15. Shot from 12. Christie's shot is off. The Celtics have gotten 6 of 14 shots to drop in this third quarter. Pritchard, the pass to Vucevic. Outside White. Tatum against Washington. Outside Tatum. Offline with a 3.
Yeah, no, he usually makes you pay from that range.
Pass to Middleton. Back to Marshall. Christie finds Middleton. Shoots over Brown. And that one's good. Middleton. Middleton's got 13.
Yeah, as a shooter, Middleton can be so wily. I mean, he finds a way to work around the defense and score.
And here is Vucevic. Tatum inside. Washington's there. The fadeaway. And he didn't get quite enough under that one. The Mavericks lead by 17. Kicks it out to Middleton. Outside Christie. Pass to Washington. It's Middleton on the wing, hounded by Tatum. The baseline Jay. Again, the Mavericks good for 2 more.
6 of their last 10 points have come from that mid-range area.
2 minutes remaining in the third. 2 minutes.
Pritchard surviving the D. And here's Tatum. He's guarded by Washington. Fades. Tatum with another miss.
They've shown the power inside. Their rebounding effort has been sensational.
Pass to Christie. White with a steal. And Boston pushing it up now. To the paint. Oh, they pick off the pass. Outside Christie. And here's Marshall. Some nice ball movement by Dallas. Now here's Washington. Gafford the screen. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Washington passes to Marshall. Over Pritchard. Again, the Mavericks good for 2 more.
Oh, man, they have really heated up from mid-range.
And Brown has got the ball here for the Celtics. Tatum with a screen. To win the drought. And Brown with the layup. Brown's got 9 points now in the second half.
And you can see where he's made the adjustments. This half has been much better.
Brown against Middleton. Dallas needs to get off a shot. And the dunk by Gafford.
B.A., when he gets the rim in his sights, it's tough to stop.
So aggressive and a determined finisher. Nice. Now here's Pritchard. He's scoreless. 5-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Here's Tatum. And he hits it from 9 feet.
You're calling Tatum a capable scorer would be an understatement. He is an elite offensive talent.
Here's Middleton. And it's Dallas scoring again.
Good work getting free of the defense and finding his shot.
He can't hit that time. And so it's Dallas. They're feeling great. A 21-point lead. Defense is setting the tone. We're coming right back. Don't go anywhere. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, just shredding the defense with that feed. Zero chance to stop that.
Well, I like the fact he didn't telegraph it. That's poetry in motion right there.
And there have been two very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. Sam Hauser out there with Nikola Vucevic. Then there's Peyton Pritchard. Then there's Jason Tatum. And it's Walsh in at the small forward position. That's who's in the game for the Celtics. Now here's Thompson. Back to Martin. Now here's Marshall. And they forced the shot clock violation. Great D. Here's a look at what's coming up for Boston. On Sunday, they'll be matching up against Donovan Mitchell and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Then on Tuesday, they'll take on Victor Wembanyama and the San Antonio Spurs.
The road is never the highlight of your schedule for any team. But for these guys, it is a chance to go out there, test themselves, and see how well they gel outside of home court. It could be a very valuable experience.
Outside Pritchard. Vucevic finds Tatum. Well, Tim, with the new CBA, we're likely to see a lot more multi-team trades just to make the money work.
Yeah, B.A., it's more complicated than ever to trade guys straight up. So now teams have to find ways to make moves that involve bringing in an extra team to absorb salaries.
Those puzzle pieces just got a lot more complicated.
So hard to figure it out.
Jumps up. Oh, Tatum slams it home.
That's good hustle. Tatum beating several guys up the floor, putting himself in a position to contribute.
Marshall passes to Martin. Pass to Thompson. Tatum with a steal. For the finish. And Tatum flying in for the fast break delivery.
What a two-way play. Just tremendous.
Yeah, the steal was slick. The slam topped it off.
What a great sequence. You've got to love the effort. That's big time.
And here's Thompson for 3. And it's cleared by Vucevic. Vucevic has got 6 rebounds here tonight. Tatum against Thompson. Tatum inside. It's good. Tatum's got 8 here in this quarter.
Just so successful getting the ball inside and finding those great looks.
And we've got a timeout from Jason Kidd. He's looking to make some very important adjustments here.
Here we go, fans. Time to make some noise for Boston's own Celtics Entertainment.
Boston making a switch here. Brown's checked in. And Dallas with a change here, too. Daniel Gafford's checked in for Powell. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
Thanks, guys. Jason Kidd had some words for his team over the break. And coach reminded his team that leads can disappear quickly in the NBA. He said if we get loose and they make a few shots in a row, then this is a ball game again. Do not let that happen, he implored. Guys.
Good job there, Allie. Thanks. Now here's Marshall. Pass to Flag. Gafford with a screen on Tatum. And here's Flag outside. It's rebounded by Jaylen Brown. Boston on offense. They've gone on an 8-0 run. Tatum can't hit.
At this point, I'm not sure if it's the play calling or the player himself.
If you're just joining us, fourth quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. Gafford passes to Thompson. Again, the miss by Dallas.
You have to defend the three-point line. They got lucky he missed that one.
Pass to Vucevic. Over Gafford. The bank shot, no good. The Mavericks lead by 13. Here's Flag. Launches it. Tatum pulls it in. And here's Pritchard. Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've played about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter here. Here's Tatum. And the rebound goes to Dallas.
Yeah, no reason to fade away there.
Down low. Here's Martin. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws. That one on Tatum. All right, guys, what do you think so far about the offensive approach for Dallas?
They've been all about high percentage looks in this game, working the ball inside and doing whatever it takes to get it to go.
And something else I've liked has been their ball movement. Always finding the open guy with a better look. That is team basketball.
The first one falls. And Grant, many of the newer rules have helped unlock offenses. Any need to help out the defense?
You know, I think the rules are fine, B.A. It's just about allowing defenders to do their job and limiting the cheap foul calls so they can stay on the floor.
So hits one and misses one at the line. Celtics trail by 14. Boy, they'd love if anyone could get a bucket.
Yeah, their offense has been grinding to a halt.
Brown passes to Vucevic. The kick to Tatum. Lets the 3 fly. That's in there. Vucevic with the assist. Tatum's got 11 here in the quarter alone.
You know, this team relies on Tatum hitting those shots, and that's why he's such a high-volume three-point shooter.
Gafford with the bucket. And he's now got the double-double.
That's a heads-up play right there. Reads the floor, distributes accordingly.
Now Tatum. Pass to Vucevic. Now here's Brown. Six to shoot. Here's Tatum. Launches a 3. Klay Thompson pulls down the board.
And their physical dominance has been on display. A 10-rebound advantage is a good indicator of how this game has gone.
Here's Brown. Gafford grabs the miss. Gafford's got his 18th rebound here tonight, all over the place.
And you can't leave the basket unprotected. Bad things will happen to you.
Yeah, that was just way too easy.
And now this offense feels like they can just do whatever they want.
Tatum passes to Pritchard. Back to Tatum. On the wing, Hauser. There's the 3. On target from range.
You have to stay connected with him out there or he will roast you.
The Mavericks lead by 12. Marshall outside. The 3 from Thompson. Rebound Boston.
Trying to close out. You got to know who's hot and who's not.
Pass to Tatum. It's Brown on the wing. The kick to Tatum. Over flag. Tatum can't hit. For Dallas, they've gone 2 for 7 from the field here in the fourth. Not great. Some nice ball movement by Dallas. Martin outside. Marshall outside. Martin a screen. Three-pointer. Marshall can't hit. And it's the Celtics ball. They're on a 14-5 run. Outside Pritchard. Right side Tatum. Over flag. Too easy for Tatum, even with the contact.
Well, he is doing everything he can offensively in this quarter, but unfortunately, it's a team game, and he can't win this alone.
Marshall passes to Martin. Buries Fires it down low.
And trust me, when the D's slow to react, he'll be the first guy to make them pay.
Well, the way this game is going, I'm actually not surprised it was that easy for him.
Now here's Brown. Pass to Hauser. Outside Pritchard. And the shot is good on the assist by Tatum. Tatum's got 4 assists now tonight.
And their strategy is obvious. Manufacture looks from outside the arc.
And all of that success from the three-point line will open up driving lanes. Let's see if they can take advantage of that as well.
Now here's Martin. Pass to Flag. Martin outside. Here's Marshall. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. And so Brown will bring it up for Boston. They've allowed just 7 points here in the fourth. And it's Tatum missing.
Yeah, and the defense has really got to tighten up on him. I mean, he's just too dangerous from the three-point line.
Now here's Marshall, defended by Pritchard. Pass to Thompson. Now Gafford, covered by Vucevic. Here's Martin. No good on the shot. Excellent D there from Hauser. Celtics trail by 9. Inside. It's tipped. Brown. And it's blocked by Martin. Marshall outside. Thompson scanning the floor. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance at a three-point play.
Yeah, Flag's such a fluid player. Even when he's getting roughed up, he stays in rhythm.
Tim, you got into the NBA media very quickly after your playing days. Were you naturally drawn to this side of the game?
Well, B.A., I think I always saw the game as a coach would, trying to watch all 10 players at the same time. So for me, the ability to stay connected to the game while also talking about it and hopefully teaching people really is what's drawn me to it from the beginning.
And no suffering the L from the broadcast table.
That's for sure. You don't have to have any sleepless nights.
Now here's White. Here's Keita. Oh, off target from downtown. The Mavericks lead by 12. Here's Washington. Deflects the pass. Tatum to the rack. Yes, sir! The finish with the jam.
The athletic swingman. I love whenever Tatum goes up with force off the drive.
Well, the Mavericks shooting at a respectable 49%. Middleton outside, and there's the screen. Here's Flag. He's guarded by White. 5 on the clock. The shot from 20 feet out, and rebounded by Tatum. Celtics trail by 10. Hangs and hits the leader from outside.
Easy look when the defender isn't fighting over the screen.
Yeah, and that's the effectiveness of the two-man game right there.
Now here's Christie. There's a minute 40 left in the fourth. Oh, the shot is off. And here's White. He'll bring it up for the Boston Celtics.
Energy and activity. That is how Brown earns fouls like that.
Personal foul. First team foul. At the line for 2, Jaylen Brown.
He gets the first, and that narrows the gap to 7.
What makes Brown special is his blend of smarts and effort level. Not just an intelligent player, he also gives you a phenomenal amount of energy out there.
He's off on the free throw, unable to get the second one to drop.
And this is the problem with playing from behind. Missing freebies takes on greater importance.
Now Christie. Here's Flag. Gafford the screen. It's stolen.
Things aren't looking good here. I mean, they need points, and they need them now.
Yeah, this is one of those moments where everything is going to have to go your way.
That one goes. Yes, sir.
And this guy is made for these moments. Tatum, the big-time shot.
Here's Flag. He's guarded by White. Washington, a screen on White. Here's Washington. Oh, a gorgeous feed. He hammered it down.
A brilliant dunk, and he hangs up there for a while, too.
Like he's posing for the camera. He's just hanging out, posing for pictures, just making himself at home. And Joe Mazzulla has called timeout. He clearly wants to talk it over and make sure everyone is focused. Outside White. Brown on the wing. Driving in. It falls!
Oh, assertive play there by Brown, rising to the challenge of the moment.
And he commits the intentional foul.
Personal foul. Third team foul.
They double him with White. And it's the Mavericks ball. Their biggest lead of the game was 21. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Jaylen Brown, second personal foul. Fourth team foul. Shooting for Dallas, Daniel Gafford. The line for two.
Shoot two.
He drops the first one, and that increases the lead to 6. And he's unable to get the second one. So it's Boston now.
And right here, they can't waste any time.
Well, they need a quick bucket and a foul.
Tatum. Washington with a rebound. And so they foul intentionally.
Yeah, and there's no question they have to foul. Now, I'm sure they would have preferred to avoid it.
Team foul. At the line for the Mavericks, Christie taking 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Good on the first, and that makes it a 7-point lead. And a tough break as his second attempt is no good at the line. And so it's Dallas winning this one. Just a gutsy performance on the road.
It really was. When this one was up in the air late, they showed how tough-minded they are as a team.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Grant Hill, Tim Legler, and Ali LaForce, this is Brian Anderson, thanking you for watching this 2K Sports presentation. And let's leave you with our player of the game, Cooper Flagg.